Quite semi-American and looking a little Jewish. I am Irish. But yeah, you should never get too hung up about your appearance, what people think. I was on the Late Show 2 weeks ago, and even though all the feedback was positive, I just had to look on Twitter and see what people were saying. And somebody said, and of all the comments, the one I remember was, George Michael wants his stubble back. So when I get older and I look back at innocent childhood experiences through the cynical lens of adulthood, but I also notice that you notice things you didn't notice as a kid, such as the homoerotic subtext in popular children's cartoons. So remember the cartoon He-Man?
No.
Yeah. For those of you who don't remember or haven't seen it, watch it on YouTube because He-Man is the gayest cartoon ever. This guy in a pink shirt called Prince Adam, really camp, whips out a powerful phallic sword, turns into a buff bronze Gaylord. There's a cross in his chest, a harness, and a thumb. And in fact, if you watch He-Man, you probably remember all the characters run around in fucking bondage gear. He's chased around by his emaciated old tranny called Skeletor. Skeletor was always trying to get He-Man into his dungeon, wasn't he? I'll have you one day, He-Man. He worked for the Queen of Eternia, right? And yeah, in case there's anyone in dead in this room tonight with a gayness of He-Man, there were two characters in that cartoon. They were called Man Ram and Fisto. This came out from London and just 2 days ago, and it reminded me when I was there during the summer when Britain put on that great reality TV show, The Olympics. Which is a good reality TV show, but wasn't as good as the other one the Brits put on that year before. The UK Riots. The UK Riots, of course, were proudly sponsored with BlackBerry mobile phones. And actually, my granny Lynch, is a little bit old-fashioned. Now, old-fashioned is a wonderful euphemism we have here in Ireland for somebody who's a little bit racist. So Granny Lynch was opening the opening Olympic ceremony, and she saw these black athletes in Adidas tracksuits running around with a big torch in their hand. She looked at me and she said, Jesus, they're at it again. Of course, we had the Olympics, right? We had our golden girl, Katie Taylor, won the gold in women's boxing. We know the secret of her success, don't we? Katie Taylor is a born-again Christian and a teetotaler. I'd be beating up people too if I couldn't drink or have sex. But of course, now that she's won gold in women's boxing, the whole world is hoping that Katie Taylor will start going out with Chris Brown. A lot of celebrities having affairs at the moment, isn't there? But they're a little bit different this time. In recent years, there's celebrities you wouldn't think would have affairs, like Ryan Giggs, Tiger Woods, and of course, Ronan Keating. And people were very surprised when that marriage broke up. And I don't know if anyone else noticed. If you look at a photograph of Yvonne Keating, I was not surprised at all. Because anyone else noticed that with the passing of time, Yvonne Keating was slowly turning into the mother from Crystal Swings. We've got any Madonna fans here tonight? Yes, I think she's great. I want to see her show. I thought she was brilliant. But her show is named after her album, and her album, of course, is called MDMA, right? Which is a reference to anybody? There you go, yeah, MDMA drugs, right? Which is fair enough, but at 53, you know, calling your album a tour after a club drug popular with the kids, ecstasy, MDMA. Can Madonna not call her album after a drug a bit more age appropriate? Cod liver oil? It's great crack when you're abroad and Ireland is in the news. And I remember I was in New York during the summer and I saw this headline. It's on the front page of the New York Times, and it said, U.S. prostitution scandal involving Secret Service agents. Secret Service agent met woman in copper face jacks. There you go, you go to your side of the world, there's a comment on the front page of the New York Times. Have anyone here not from Ireland tonight?
What?
Anyone not from Ireland?
Yeah.
Yeah? All the good looking people, you know? Oh, that's true, come on. There's actually this survey on this website. Beautifulpeople.com, right? And putting that in really good looking people. And according to this website, the most unattractive race people in the entire world with a rejection rate of 91% were The Irish. And you foreigners wonder why we drink so much. Most Irish people would never fuck each other sober. So anyone here read the book 50 Shades of Grey? Well, that's why somebody said really enthusiastic. You didn't buy it to read it, yeah? Well, it was actually a trick question. I don't really care about the book itself. I just want to find out which women in the audience are goers. Now we know. But yeah, I was recently wondering if 50 Shades of Grey was set in Ireland, what would it read like? And I was involved in this project recently, and a couple of lines I came up with were, one was, she felt a shiver as she bit her lip, imagining what being whipped felt like. Then she blessed herself and continued with the Stations of the Cross. And the other one was, oh yeah, she lay upon the bed in submission, having surrendered to her primal force. The rain had streaked her fake tan. It's a good book, you should read it. I'll leave you on this before I go. Now, those people here are not from Ireland, but so anyone else find that when you're walking around the streets of Dublin at night time, that those most likely to ask you for the time have the least fucking need to know? Yeah, Sky, Woody. Have you got the time on your hand? You know, what's a junkies and Skyers fixation with eating out Just the rest of this little interaction on the boardwalk will go along the lines of about 3:45 conference call in the bar then, Woody. No. Doesn't make any difference to Angelo and Deco whether it's 4 PM or 4 AM, because those guys is always high time, isn't it? You know, they really should be running around like Marty McFly in Back to the Future, asking what fucking year it is. Alright. Okay, I'm done. My name's Lynch, and a great audience. Thank you very much.